Hello, welcome back. And let me just take you through on the side of the girder. So we've connected that as I had showed you that, and I went further and cleared everything, and so that we don't waste so much time on that simple thing. So you can see all this has been created, all this has been done, all the way to that end. If I click on that, if I turn it around, you can be able to see I've already created that. The connection has been done, and that is that. And all the way to that spot, all the way to that spot, everything is just completed. And then now the girder is fully assembled, fully connected to the rafter. Now, what is now remaining is just to break this girder into transportable sizes. And prior to doing that, let's switch to the valley girder here. On the valley girder, you see this is a full length, 38 meter, and it's very rare to get a sheet or a plate with a very small thickness of that height. So the minimum or the maximum length of the plate that we will fold to this, or the sheet to this profile, is approximately 2.2. Now if I double click here, we can go further and change this to 2 meters. 2 meters. So I'll go ahead and click apply and give it an OK. Now we'll go ahead, I'll show you later on in this video. We'll create a hole there and put a downspot. And now these two meters will now distribute it along the y-axis at 2 meters, but you need 19 of them. So since we have one in place, so we'll need 18. So along the y-axis, I want to prefix my dimension of 2 meters here. 2 meters here so I will increase the count up to 18. So I'll go ahead and copy that. So if I close that, you'll be able to see I have all these joints. So this plate is a joint, and we'll create a plate that will cover the joint so that we don't have any leakage there. So we'll connect this by bolts, and I'll show you how we'll work our way out of that. And you can see we've gone all the way to that end and all the way to this far end. So that's how you do that. Now, if I come to this end, you can see the girder here. You can see it's not fully welded, just members placed and no welding in place. So I can weld this using multi-welding by just selecting everything here, by pressing Control and selecting everything here. Let me just select everything here. Let me just select everything here and close that, include that, and select everything so that this becomes assembly. Prior as breaking it into transportable pieces, I can go ahead and select everything here. There's another way of doing selection, but as a beginner, I want just to show you how we can go step by step until you get something out of this. Now let me continue that, and I want to do a multi-welding there after selecting everything. So let me select that, or allow me to select that. I'm including all these in my selection. So let me just pick on that, pick on that, pick on that. There are various ways of doing selection. So, but I don't want to throw you into some confusion. You learn one step at a time, and select on that and add that into that. Let's add that into a selection, and we're almost to the end. We'll add that one also, include this, and include that. Press Control and that. So is this on our side? No, this one is on the other end, so we can deselect it. So once we've selected everything like this, we can come to this tool here and under Steel, then we come to Auto Weld, and we can pick Automatic Multi-Objects Welding. And then once you click on that, we'll be able to create welding So you can just give some time to process that information, and the welding, all the parts will be welded together. So instead of going one by one and picking every section to do a welding, it will be time consuming. So let's give it some time to process that information, and you can see the welding has been created. So if I click on empty screen, you can see these symbols, symbols of welding, and welding has been created. So that's how you do it. So we'll do the same at the other end by selecting everything, then you multi-weld. So the welding has been done. So if I select any part here and right click up and select assembly, you'll be able to see the whole girder has been selected. So you see this girder, you cannot take this whole girder to site. This is very long, so it is too long. Now we'll cut it into, and the cutting will depend on how far are we from this connection. So we can opt to cut it from somewhere here, just close to the edge. We cut it from that spot, and also come here and cut it from here, leaving the side of our connection of our bolting, and we break it into 2 meters. That will be easy to carry, and it won't create so much problem. So that's how you walk around this. Now let's just break one, and to break one, and I will come to edit, then I'll come to profile. I'll come to edit profile, then I'll come to break. So I'll pick this part, I'll pick this section here. So I want to pick on that section. I'll press my button I'll press Control button and mouse over any part there. And if I click on that, I'll be able to cut that in place. So I'll do the same thing here. If I come here, but I want this to be cut straight. If I cut that straight, so the point I've just created here, I'll use that as a datum to create a point just next to this. So I can go ahead and cut that also. So how do I do that? How do I know I'm in the right location? I can place a point here. I can place a point there and come here and project this point somewhere here. I'll come to points, then come to project points, then I'll press Control and snap at any edge of this, then define 2 places like that, and bring this to that spot. So this is my projected point. So this projected point, I want also to project this point downward. So what I'm going to do, I'm going back to project points and come to press Control and mouse over any edge of this, and select on that and pull that point to this member here. So you can see we have this projected here. Now we'll come back to edit frame. So once we are in edit frame, we'll select this member, then pick the location we intend to break it from. So I'll pick on that. We've broken it from there. So I'll come here and break it from here. So I'll select on that, and we've actually broken it down. So if I select on that, right click and come to special copy and select assembly, you'll be able to see the assembly has been broken. So you only have these in place. Right click and come to select assembly. So this will be carried to site as it is. Now that shouldn't be a problem, and what we can do, we can always get rid of this, so that when we create a plate here to provide a connection, it will be easy as that. And as long as this part is supported nicely on that spot, and that one supported nicely on that spot, there's always no need or no worry on connecting this. And if you take into account, it is very important to support these to the other by either flange. We can create by flange or by other means. So this is always a flange. We create a plate there and a plate here and bolt them together. So we'll move step by step. So first of all, let's break this into pieces first of all, and do the same on the other end. And now let's come here and get a point. So if you get a point here, press Control and just mouse over any point here. We've created a point. Now we want to transfer that point to this member here. I'll come to points once again and come to projected points, and I'll just mouse over the edge of that and two points there. Then we'll pull this point right there and we'll get it somewhere there. So that's the point we have. Now we want to pull this point to the bottom chord here. I'll come to points once again and pick on projected points, and I'll just mouse over any section here like that and pull this one to the bottom end there. So you can see when I break this, I'll be able to break this. Let me come to edit frame and I'll pick on break frame. I'll select the part I want to break and pick the point I want to break it from. So just give it some time to process the information, and pick that, and I want to break it from that spot. And come here, select that, and I want to break it from that spot. So again, once we've broken that, if I come and select this and right click and show assembly, you'll be able to see this is the assembly we have. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing to this edge, on this edge here. I'll come here and place a point. Just mouse over and press Control to snap. I'll place a point there. So this point I want to transfer it downward. I'll come and just mouse over any section of this and mouse over that section and pull this point to that edge. It's not coming, and let me create another one. Mouse over that, have a point, and maybe have a point here, and I want to project this. No problem, I can still work with that. And let me come to points and come to project, just project points. I'll mouse over that, press Control, so that we locate a point, 2 points, and pull this one here to intersect the point, the 2 points we've just created. So I have this point, this point, and that point, and let's break it. I'll come to edit frame and pick the part we want to break, and I want to break it from there. And I want to break this one also from that spot, and I want to break this one also on that spot. So I've broken that, and we'll move the same way all the way. If I come here and select this, and come here and select this, and right click and come to special show assembly, you'll be able to see I have that assembly. So you can always even pick it and take it elsewhere. So let me come here and come to point and do this exactly the same thing here. Press Control and snap on that spot, and I want to snap on that spot and move all the way to that spot there, and I want to transfer this point here. Perfect. And it's not the best way we could have done it. Let me just do it once again. That the 2 points here, I want to transfer that point, and that point is located here. Again, I'll come to points there, pick option projected points from between these 2 points I'm selecting, and I'll go ahead and pull this one up to bring that point to the bottom. And I'll use the edit tool here to come to edit frame, then pick break, select on that and break it from that spot, and zoom out, and I want to break this from that spot. And I'll come here, select that, and I'll break it from that spot. Now, we're almost there, no worries at all. And now we'll move to that spot. But you've seen the procedure. It's as simple as that. So I hope you'll try that. And when we come back, I'll show you how we can create this connection with just broken down. You can see I have an assembly right there because I don't want to take so much time while I've showed you the idea on how to work your way out of this. So I've picked this assembly. So if I right click and come to show only selected, you can see we have this in place. So I can always select that, and this can be shifted to side for assembly. So that will create a flange connection that on that side, and this connection will be transported to side as it is. You can see that very easy. And note something, you can see I've rotated this, but if I bring everything back, my selection will not be distorted at all. So let's meet then. Bye bye. This is Dimba. I don't have. Don't forget to to subscribe to this channel, and also to have a try on COMOSYS, and enjoy the friendly user interface of COMOSYS. Bye bye, and let's meet then.